Okay, right, wrong camera. Let's get this started. I've got the JC Tristar Tester here, and I've got the namesake Tristar Tester. I think that's just what the company's called and what they've named their product. What we're going to do is test them head to head. I bought the JC, and I wasn't that impressed with it, so I thought I'd buy the other one and we can do a comparison online and see which one's better. So I'm just going to flick over to the Scope 4 hand zoom. Okay. I'm just going to do a quick test to see if the sound is any good. Right, that's sounding all good to me. So let's start off with the packaging. So straight away, you notice that the JC comes in a much bigger package, so you'd assume that it's going to be a much bigger unit. The Tristar Tester, I'm going to call this, for the sake of this video, the TT Tester, just because I don't want to keep saying Tristar Tester over, because they're both Tristar Testers and it's going to get confusing. So the TT Tester comes in a much more modest package. They both come well packaged in the post. I've got no grumbles with that. First of all, we will put the TT tester over and we'll open JC. The JC tester, all of their boxes are really nice. I know you shouldn't get too hung up on packaging, but their packaging's excellent. It's definitely the Apple of the repair tool world. Comes with that nice magnet box there, and believe it or not, this isn't even the nicest box. Usually you can see they come in these sort of army tin style. You can see it's got really nice foam in there, well packaged to keep your tools well organised. I'm going to do this as unbiased as I can. As you can see, I've got a lot of JC products, so I assumed, which you should never do, I assumed that the Tristar testers, out of both of the ones I looked at, the JC was going to be superior. That's just simply because... where's chat? That's just simply because of buying their products previously, knowing the quality of them and how well they work. So why wouldn't you assume that? You know, you buy a Porsche or a BMW, you're going to assume that the next Porsche or BMW you buy is going to be of similar standards and do similar things, if not better. So that was my thought process behind buying this. Straight away, you can see that it's similar build quality. It's made of metal. It's got these little rubberized feet on them. It's not got battery in, so you've actually got to power it separately. But as with all the JC products, it uses a lightning cable, so you can see it coming on there. It also ships with this, I don't know what you would call this. They called this an Alex cable. I'm not lying. I don't know if you can... They called it an Alex cable. It's got like an Ethernet cable, sort of, or Ethernet, depending where you're from. Connection on the end here and a lightning cable. You can only insert this one way, and the cable is, you can see, it's solid, so it's not the best to work with. That, it didn't annoy me straight out of the box, but you could have, you know, it could have been better. Straight away, obviously, it's in Chinese. You can press that button. It turns it into English, which is obviously much easier to read if you don't read Chinese. It comes up with the instructions. Insert the phone and boot it. It will find the data automatically. That's the first sort of alarm bell for me. I'm not going to do the testing straight away. I'm going to open the other one so we can compare them side by side. But there was no other There's no other functionality to it. It just says that you press the button again. It says instructions for refreshing data. The DFU key can be switched to automatic, DFU mode, and conventional mode. I might be missing something here, but they're about English. It just switches it back and forward. This just cycles through the instructions. I've tried long pressing and nothing seems to happen, and I can't find any instructions online on how to change it. I assumed I'd be able to just use this as a tester. You know, like you could just plug it in and test like you would, but there's a specific way of using this, which I'll show you in a minute. It's a bit annoying. Okay, so hold on, I've lost my screen. Let me see. Okay, where are we at? So that's that one. Right, next up is a company from Germany called Tristar Tester. Open this up. I've already opened this up and had a play with it. This one is plastic. It's a lot smaller. It's the size of the screen on this one. And it comes with a similar sort of lead. And it also comes with something quite nice, which is, oh, I've got the camera, I've already reversed it. A certificate of authenticity, which is quite nice because it's got the day it was assembled and the signature of the person, which is pretty common in Germany from the things that I've bought from there, which is good. You should be proud of what you've made, and it also has accountability. If Derek made you Tristar Tester wrong, you're going to want to know why Derek made you Tristar Tester wrong. Makes sense. So the box obviously isn't as good. They're not as big as a company, but again, you shouldn't get too hung up on packaging. The first thing I noticed about it was it's plastic. It feels cheap. Not to bash it. I read the instructions. It's also powered by micro USB. When I read the instructions on this, I asked TT to send through some instructions, so I didn't look like I didn't know what I was doing. And they just sent me a link to their website, which they've got all of the instructions on there, so it's really handy. First thing that it mentions, it's actually got a battery, and you can switch it on. What I will say, this first one, when I first turned it on, I've got a little bit of an obsession with straight lines, and I don't know if you can see, but the screen isn't sitting in right. It's lower on the right hand side than it is, so it's slightly on the piss. So I can't read that signature, but for the sake of the video, let's call him Derek. Derek didn't put the screen in straight. So straight away, the connector at the end seems pretty sturdy. This one's coming out the end. Obviously, JC decided to go for a sort of cable approach, which you would have assumed is so you don't damage it at this end, but then they went for a really rigid cable, so it's no difference to this one. I'm not actually sure what this is. I don't know if it's some sort of extender. Maybe it's an extender like this, so it's for exactly what I just said, if you want a better reach. Anyway, let's get into the testing, because if we were just marking these straight away on build quality, JC wins. Nice big colour screen, nice metal finish to it, feels quality. They've gone that sort of iPhone route, you know, like they've made a nice quality parts, buttons feel good. The TT Tester, plasticky, really dodgy screen, not so well made. The buttons and everything feel kind of cheap. What I will say is we paid, I think, about 180 after shipping. I think they're on 140 euros or 150. I'll get the prices up. This was about 200 euros, 200 £12. So there's not much difference in price between them. Once you pay tax, shipping and the rest of it, you're talking, I think, £10. This one was cheaper, but not by much if you can call it cheaper. So anyway, let's get into the functionality, because this is the thing that you're going to want to know, like which one performs the best, because it's no good being really well made, you know, having a lovely screen and looking beautiful, but being crap at your job. This one, straight away, it says on the screen, test and quick test. Really simple interface. And when I tested the first few phones, it worked really well. And the difference to this one is this one, the phone has to be working as far as I can tell, which is really frustrating. I might be wrong. I can't get it to work any other way. And I haven't found any other videos online, and there's nothing on their website. Essentially, you need a working phone. You turn the phone off. You plug this in. It boots it into it like a DFU type mode. And then it reads the Tristar, which is, you know, happy days, it works. This one here, as far as I can tell, doesn't even need a battery plugged into the phone, which is exactly what you want. This thing tests the dock port, it tests the Tristar chip, and it tests to see if the battery's connected, which is brilliant. It's also got its own power supply built inside, so it doesn't have to be plugged into the wall. So from a practicality point of view, this one wins, hands down. Now, I would love to have a classic Tristar to show you, but sod's law, as soon as I get this, I actually haven't got what I think is a classic Tristar to show you. So normally what I would do is obviously find something that needs Tristar. We could test them both, see how they read, and then I could do the Tristar to see if that's the case. This might be that. Now, this one's interesting. Let's just use the JC tool here. This one here, we did a repair on it, and once we got the device working again, it just displays this accessory is not supported, and will only charge when the device is off. Classic Tristar. You'd think anyway. I mean, I haven't changed Tristar to actually rule that out, but that would be my first port of call. Some sort of data line, but we'll see what these two testers say in the different modes. And I'm no expert on these testers. I literally got this a few hours ago, and this one I've used 10-15 times. Like I said, I can't get along with this one. But we'll go through the tests here. So yeah, we've got this one on now. So I plug this in. See, that's not even registering. Let's plug it into my known good. Okay. Just going to put the passcode in. Okay, it's got a pretty lady on the front. Okay, so here you go. You see the message on the front here. Oh, let's get this from here. We see that? This accessory may not be supported. It does that with everything. So you're thinking, oh yeah, maybe it is Tristar. So let's see what JC has got to say about this. Let's put his packaging out of the way. So first thing we need to do is the JC, you have to turn this off. That's annoying. I don't know, I mean, I get that it has to be booted into DFU mode. So yep, straight away we're gonna boot that into the mode. This is off. You need to make sure the writing's round the right way. This should boot. Press that button, it says follow the instructions, turn it off, wait till it boots. And that's another thing, you know, you've got to wait till it boots, but there's plenty of Tristar cases and Hydra cases that the phone's dead. iPhone 7, you get 20 milliamp, you know, 25, 30 milliamp draw on that. Phone won't boot. Okay. That was good, wasn't it? And that's another thing, you know. Let's unplug that again. So, the test key for refreshing data, the DFU key, can be switched to automatic DFU mode. Okay, let's go from the instructions again. And let's see if it will test. Now you want something that's going to be quick, because if you're doing this at the counter, you know, you don't want to be messing around turning the phone on and off. I mean, this might not even work with this phone. I don't even think I've tested it with this one. When I first bought this, I tested it with the first 5 phones, and it didn't even boot the phones into a certain mode. I thought it was broke. It was only when I tested another few that it kind of picked and chose which phones it wanted to work with. I mean, see, look. Let's just, for demonstration purposes, try and find another phone. Okay, so this is an iPhone 7. So hopefully this will work. Which is annoying, but let's see if it's something I'm doing wrong. So let's just follow the instructions like a noob. Insert the phone and boot it. The phone, okay, so it's going to boot automatically anyway. So insert with the letters facing up. We've got the letters facing up. Let's try and force boot it straight away. I don't know what difference that's going to make, if I'm being completely honest. Go away, AVG. So let's see if this boots. Okay. Okay, let's leave it in. Let's turn it off with it plugged in. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this on camera. It's got that dirty fisheye lens on it, so it's not the best. But you know, if anybody out there wants to donate a camera to me, I will take it happily. So let's try it this way. Let's try it with the phone turned off with the cable in, so it doesn't automatically boot, which is weird because that's how you want to boot to DFU. No, see what I mean? I mean, am I doing something wrong? So this just switches it from. There's 2 buttons, by the way. So you know, if I am being a bit of a tard, I don't understand. So this switches it from Chinese. So this one's the instructions, goes all the way through. So if I long press on the instructions, it doesn't do anything. If I hold both of them down at the same time, it doesn't do anything. So let's just get a 3rd phone just to see, because I have seen it working. I have used it to test, but not great straight away. Let's get this all in the right language. Switch off. So we've got the writing up, the instructions. 1, the test key for refreshing data. I mean, I might have a dud unit here if someone can tell me any different, but I know it works because I've seen it doing the same instructions. So let's boot it with the device plugged in to automatically DFU mode. Okay, let's get it back to this one. Maybe it has to be on a certain screen. the thing is with this, you can already see that it's not simple. It should be simple. It should just work. You should just plug it in. Should just be able to test it. Especially for 200 quid. Should also come with instructions. So if you're watching this, JC, sort it out. Because this, as it stands, is not worth... I mean, I'd be pissed if I paid 20 quid for this. Regardless of how it looks. See, it's just not going into that mode. Maybe I've switched a mode off somehow. Again, if I have switched a mode off, why hasn't it told me I've switched a mode off? Instructions. Insert the phone and boot it. It will read the data. It won't read the data. One more time. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt and then try the other one. Okay, where's chat? Okay, so that isn't... Okay, this one's... Nope, it's just not doing it. Okay, classic. So let's remove you. Let's not get these phones confused. You've had your chance. Okay, so let's go back to this one. So this one's on. What we need to do is plug it in. Device connected. Okay, so straight away it tells me, well done, you've connected something. Then it gives me two options, test and quick test. Well, I'm at the counter with the customer, I want to do a quick test. Tell me if this thing's broken or not. So then it says testing dock flex. I don't know if you can see that. Now it says testing Hydra or testing Tristar stroke Hydra. And it gives you a little loading bar, 21%, 28%, so on. Okay, so here it says check battery or MLB. Okay, I'm going to have to look up what MLB means, but lines on the motherboard maybe? Okay, more. Now, it gives you all of the lines that it tested. And every single one of them's got a pass on it. So we can go back and we can exit. So that was quick test. So let's do a test, which I'm not sure the difference. It says OK. The dock port's OK. I printed out some old-timey paper. This one's also got a facility to test if it's got a short inside it. It will display straight away if there's a short inside one of the chips. Okay, testing sequence good. Here we go. Okay, MLB. What does MLB stand for? Okay, obviously this, it says here it's just a hint. It doesn't actually say what MLB is, but it does say about checking the motherboard. Okay. Battery ND, dock connected. So ND, battery not detected or missing. So this could be a problem with the battery causing device accessory not supported, which is weird. But does it say Hydra or Tristar's okay? This one says Hydra and Tristar's pass, and all of the accessory lines are A-OK. Again, this is not definitive. It even says in their sheets here, this isn't. If the test passes but you're unsure about the result, take a look at the values. If they're far from ideal, you might consider replacing it. Okay, it's got an expert mode. I'm not going to go into that. And again, I don't know what MLB means, but it is something to do with the motherboard, so it just means test the motherboard. Okay, let's go exit. Okay, so there you go. Worked. Boom. Straight away. Win. Like, so far. Like, couldn't be better. But you think, oh, maybe this... I mean, it's not... It's been known that I've bought defective parts. So, what next? Okay, so that one, this phone here is the only one that I've got that could be a Tristar. The rest that I've got here to test, I don't actually know if there is a Tristar in here. There could be. So I'm just going to put this over here. What I will say this is worth its weight in gold for is, even if you're not testing Tristar, testing any iPad from the iPad Air onwards. That tells you whether you need to change the dock, which is known for breaking, or whether you need to change Tristar. Okay, so we've got the first case here. Okay, I need to stop putting that on camera. We've got won't boot, replace battery if needed, won't even power on. Okay, so this is maybe a good candidate for this. This one says connect device, so let's see if it even detects. And this, funnily enough, is an iPad Air 1 by the looks of it. So one thing I will say about this, I don't know if anybody is going to be watching this from the company, but if you notice, where are we at? That's thicker than the unit, and this is heavier, so I mean, I suppose they've thought about this, but okay, so this needs to be, TT needs to be, the adapter needs to be the right way up. So this is now detected that this is connected. So let's do a quick test. It says testing dock flex. I'll be interested to see, oh, that's actually okay, it says. But I'll be interested to see whether this is some sort of MOSFET or IC fail. And then we'll connect this one. Like I said, I will show this working because it definitely does work. It just seems to pick and choose what it wants to work with. Which again is not something you'd expect from JC. You know, you're looking at the quality of their tools and when they work. You know, and we've got a lot. It's frustrating. Pass. Check battery or motherboard. More. This one here is saying Tristar. It's saying they've all passed. Which is frustrating. Okay, so oh no, let's test it with this one. Let's see if this pulls any power. This one seems to be pulling normal power. Look at that. Let's leave this one off to the side. And we'll get another one. Let's bring these back in. This one I was working on earlier, this one boots. I think. Yeah, it does. That's bizarre. Okay, that iPad says it's on 100%. Okay, so if you're on 100%, let's turn you off. Let's connect you up, and let's see if we can get you to boot. If anybody wants me to test anything with these two or show them anything, you have to let me know in the chat or in the comments below. I'm going to do an edited shorter video of this, just getting straight to the point and going through the tests. Okay, so I booted that by plugging this in. Let's turn it off and power it on ourselves. Let's make sure that's connected and follow the instructions. Insert the phone and boot it. It will read automatically with the letters facing up. I mean, we've got a genuine Apple cable plugged into the side as well, so it can't even be the cable that's causing it, which would be weird because I'm assuming it's just a power cable, which would be rubbish if it wasn't. Again, you're thinking, why didn't they put a battery in this? Look at the size of it. What's in there? Okay, just out of pure curiosity. Let's just rule that out. Let's just change that. Just so I'm not getting trolled. Sod's law, this isn't going to read 1 while we do this. So then people are going to go, oh, it's just broken. Which obviously I thought straight away myself, but then having seen it, let's see, it's detecting that there's an accessory plugged in. I mean, I don't know why this hasn't got the facility to just press test like this. Why hasn't it just got test? Why wouldn't you put test in there? And to be honest, when I first bought it, I was expecting the button test. Or just plug it in and it works. Or picking between the modes. It does say that it's got a separate mode, but how you get into that mode, yeah, is anyone's guess. Right, while that's booting, let's see if we can find out if there is a separate mode. Okay. I can't find anything still. There's nothing straight away that when you type in JC Tristar different modes. All of the videos I've watched as well, they're just... So, did you go into a different mode? No, you didn't. The test key for refreshing 1. So is that 1? Okay, so yeah, the test key, I'm guessing, when it says about, it's not actually about this, it's going to be about this. So it's saying that this is the device ID, it's got system version and then data. So I'm guessing when, obviously you got the instructions there, number 1 test. So then when we say number 1, it tests it. Number 2 is going to be this. I'm assuming that's what it means, because it's not clear. Or if we go back to it, where are we at? It means that, but then that changes it to Chinese. And that changes it back. So does it mean 2 buttons? No, because that's Chinese. Do I hold them down? The DFU key can be switched to automatic DFU mode and conditional mode. Don't know what that means. Let's give it one more test. Okay, surely there's one iPad here that this actually works on. Maybe I should have found one that I know it actually works with before. But again, shouldn't be that hard. The other one, you plug it in, you press test, and it works. Come on, work once. No. Okay, let's just, for the sake of speeding this video up, let's just see if we can find one that will work with that. And we've changed the lead as well, so it's not that. And again, it's annoying having to wait. I can test this one with this device off. Why would you set it to turning on? I don't understand I don't even understand why that's an option. Okay, so we get to... Okay, let's just try and boot this into DFU mode manually. Let's just see if it'll read manually. So normally you'd hold down the power button. Maybe I've turned something off on it and it has to be in DFU mode. It's taking a while to think about it. Doesn't look like it's going to go into it. No. So it's not manually DFU mode, and it's not automatic. You found the instructions, maybe they might help. Oh, cool. Okay, so send them over. Where did you find those? Can you link me up? Okay, let's separate that a second. Let's test, quick test. It's annoying really because hopefully I'll be able to do a test that should be, I was hoping, the idea behind this is this reads with the devices on and with the devices off. And what I found with both of them is they give different readings with the device on and off, which was strange. This one here, when I tested the iPhone that I showed you at the start that was doing the accessories not supported, it passed all the tests while it was off, which was happy days. You'd think that's okay. Then I tested it with the device on and one of the lines failed. I repeated the test and it was exactly the same result. So I repeated the tests by turning them on and just putting them into different conditions where I was, plugging it in while it was on, just so it wasn't, me switching any modes on. This, when it was working, did the same thing. So, but this didn't detect any faults at all, whereas this said it did detect a fault. And then on a different device, this said it had 5 out of 6 lines had failed, and this had said none of the lines had failed. So it would be good if I can find one that is definitely Tristar. Maybe what I'll have to do is find a donor board. We'll pull one of the chips off. I'll mask the pads out, and then we'll go from there and then see which one of them picks it up. But if you're thinking about buying one, the long and short of it is this one is far quicker, which is what you want. It's far more intuitive. What I will say though is for the money you pay for this, you expect a little better quality. I don't know if that's going to matter. But the service is good. I emailed them, they got back to me the same day. I did ask them for a test unit. They said, no, your channel's crap, you haven't got enough subscribers. No, they didn't really. But, they were very helpful, which is obviously what you want. So, for me personally, I'm going to be getting rid of the JC so far. But it'd be nice before I do to actually put them together properly and test them properly. Is that, I don't know how to say your name, Patiog? I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. What instructions? Okay, well, while I'm maybe getting instructions, maybe you could email them or put a link in the chat. Let's try a different. I'm just going to go and put my tickets back. Because the thing is, I think that accessory's not supported. Pete. Alright, Pete, that's far easier. Okay. Okay, we've got no signs of life. Which one was this? Mad Eric. This is the one that wouldn't switch on. That's got no signs of life. Which is weird. I think we've already tested this one. Because everything I've seen online, every video I've watched, this just gets plugged in, just reads. They obviously have it from a booted state. Let me try and find one more phone. What else did I have here? Okay, this one here I think is actually this one I wanted to test. So I don't know the result to this one. I don't even know if it could be on. Okay, so this one's testing the dock flex now on here. Says it's okay. Which is a huge problem in the iPad Airs. I mean, if this just tells me whether a dock's fine on an iPad Air or not, you know, I'll be happy with that. Because quite often, I forget to do tests on the board here. I just go straight in, change this because I see damage down here, and it still doesn't work. And then I'm sat there thinking, damn, you didn't check the lines here to Tristar. You didn't check the MOSFET up here to see if that was receiving power. Dock connected, battery or MLB. And again, this Tristar Hydra have all passed. All of the lines seem to be okay on that one. Okay. What else have we got? Did I have one here? Donated and working. Okay, let's exit out. Device connected. I love with this one how quickly it just tells you device connected, quick test. I mean, I'll time it in a minute, see how long it takes, but it's got to be 15 seconds. With the JC, you can't test the device if it does not power on. I would prefer the Tristar Tester. Yeah, this is what I've got, but even if the device does power on, it seems to pick and choose. I will find something that will pick this up to show you it does work. Okay, let's try these. I'll try and do this off camera a bit. Ambiguous test result. Retake the test with a known good dock flex. Okay, so this one's good. This one here says that it could have failed. Oh, I don't know if they're going to pick that up. Right, here we go. Cheers, right. Connect your JCU2 via the lightning cable port. Power it on. Click the right function button to select the language. Connect your phone, iPad with the JC via the data connecting cable. Optional. Click the left function button to switch to vertical or horizontal display. Check the available data of U2 and the serial number status. Okay. Well, let's see if I can get it to display anything. Let's get rid of this one. Because I thought this was broken for the first 3 days. But I kept testing every one that came in. And then I've seen it work a good 10 times now. let's follow these to the letter. Okay, let's start with it all off. Connect your JC U2, power it on. Right, power on JC. Tristar Tester. Click the right function button to select the language. Well, it's already on English, so we're going to assume that's... Let's just... Okay, that made some weird noises then. Connect your phone to the data connecting cable. So the data connecting cable's connected. I'm guessing we have to plug it in. Optional for you to click the left OK. It would help if you put the cable in the right way around. Okay. I know what's going to happen. This one's going to have no power. Okay. Let's find one that actually turns on. Classic. Okay, that's turned off. Well, thanks for the instructions, guys. So that's connected, it's turned on. So, connect the iPad with the U2 data connecting cable. That's what we've done. The device will boot. So theoretically, if this boots, it should read it. So it says optional for you to click the left function button to switch between vertical or horizontal display. Okay, so we're connected now. Doesn't do any of the vertical or horizontals, but it does do the about. Make sure I know my left from my right. E. Yeah, bizarre. Let's click it to that one. I don't think there's anything to do with the cable. Let's try and force this one into DFU mode just in case I have somehow turned the auto DFU mode off. At the moment this feels a little unfair on JC because it feels like, here we go, so we're in DFU mode now, so this should connect. So the instructions, DFU mode. The DFU key can be switched to automatic mode and connected. Maybe some double tap function. No, not even double tap functions work. No, that just outrightly does English. Okay, let's try. Power to the instructions. And plugged in. Doesn't read at all. Let's plug you into a proper iPhone charger, just in case. Okay, I don't think those links are showing up. But yeah, I've looked at a lot of videos. Recovery mode. Ah, okay. DFU mode then. That's restore mode. Is it volume up? Let's restart this. Volume down. I always get those two modes confused. You know, weirdly, they do a machine to actually boot iPhones into DFU. Ah, here we go. Weird. Okay, so now, for some reason, it has actually started working without DFU. So I don't know what I did differently there other than plugging it into a genuine Apple plug, which seems a bit weird considering I've plugged it into a wall socket, a amp reader that's plugged into a separate DC power supply, and then my other extension plug that plugs into the wall. Anyway, this one says everything's okay, so we can hit DFU, which doesn't do anything. And test doesn't do anything. So let me just get hand cam on. Let me get this so it's a little bit clearer. Okay. Sorry about the lights here, so I don't, can you read that? There we go. So yeah, so you've got underneath, it's got DFU mode and test. So I've got lights right above that there. So if I hold that there, that's probably the best it's going to get. So I click test is blanked out on there. So if I click DFU, nothing seems to happen. But it's giving me a readout here, and that's basically, yeah, it's saying USB P OK, N's OK, accessory 1 OK, accessory 2 OK, P and N UART. They're both OK. Okay, so let's try some of the other ones now. Okay, now for some reason it's actually gone into that mode. Let's get that other one back. But it shows you that it's unnecessarily complicated. So let's see if this one reads just by plugging it in. No, okay. The test function is lit now, so okay, so here this is a good sign here. So when I'm testing on this phone here, it actually says that the USB P and N are okay, but UART P, UART N, accessory 2 and accessory 1, NG. I have no clue what NG is. DFU comes on with a black screen. There is no display yet. I get the two mixed up, the one with the lightning signal, and yeah, I should know better. I've only been doing it 8 years. Some things just don't sink in. But yeah, this one here, so this one's saying that it's got multiple fails. So here we go. So if I click DFU open, let's see if we boot the phone. If I turn it off. Because my suspicions, this is actually a Tristar fail. I'd almost put money on it. So now this should theoretically boot this into DFU, which is weird because it doesn't really boot it into DFU. Like you say, it should have a black screen. It does boot it into sort of Well, there's definitely something on the screen. This one does it as well. But it might be the new iOS. It's like a picture of a computer. NG is not good. For 2 seconds there, I thought that was a joke. But yeah, you're probably right. Not good. Standard Chinese. Okay, let's try and... Okay, so turning this on while plugged in. Let's. I keep thinking it's touchscreen. It says DFU's closed now, so now as I'm booting it, it says. Sorry, it's my old man ringing me. It says here that USB P/N's okay and accessory 1's okay. It's saying that UART and N is okay and accessory 2's okay. So you go figure. What's that all about? Why is it saying that when it's switched on, or when DFU's closed, it's reading that? I don't know the difference between the two. If I do that and then test, it says it's okay. If I close it, let's do it open. What's the button combination for that? Is it volume up? I can never remember volume up or volume down. I'm going to go volume up. It's got some sort of relay in the unit itself. I can hear it clicking on and off. But yeah, NG, like you say, is probably not good, but I don't know why they just didn't put an X. A red universal X is good enough. I mean, after all, what's the point of having a coloured screen? Oh, this is a 7 plus DFU mode's probably some sort of button combination, isn't it? Okay, so this is 3 times now we've connected it. 2 of the times it's reading everything's okay on it. 1 of the times it's said, what, 4 of the lines? Oh, that's in bloody recovery mode, so... At least it's working every time now. It would have been much better if that had consistently read that 4 of the lines were down, so then we could have compared it to this one. That's in recovery again. And if you would also work. Go on then, I give up. What's DFU mode on a 7 plus? I thought it was volume up or down. Or it's going to be up, down, power. Okay, so apparently I am doing it right. Apparently it is volume down. And it should stay black. But it's not. Either way, it's reading. Here we go again. So what was the difference there? DFU mode open. Test. Now it's consistently saying 5 of the lines aren't good. So with that in mind, let's keep this here while I've not touched the iPhone, and we'll see if this says 5 of the lines are down. NFU no fucking use. Yeah. FB Fubar. But it'd be nice if JC, I mean, they make these really beautiful products. It'd be nice if they had instructions on their website. You know, you pay 200 nearly for this. I imagine it's not going to be 200 when it comes from China, you know, when they're selling it to the shops. So no fucking use. So this one's saying, let's have a look. This one's saying it's passed, all of them. But, like I said, this one said that it passed before. Let's do a extensive test. Well, I'm happy that this has actually started working. Maybe it's something. Maybe we'll go back and test these now. It's probably something I'm doing wrong. But it shouldn't be this hard, should it? So yeah, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'll cut all these together. So this video is like 2-3 minutes long. cut out the half an hour of me trying to get that to work. Okay, this is 91% complete. I like how this tells you what it's doing. It goes through testing the battery, testing the dock flex. Obviously, I would take both of these with a pinch of salt. It even says that in the instructions. So, the battery's connected. It says, let's, for the sake of the video, let's test the battery on this. Let's see if it really is the battery causing that problem. I doubt it, but... Okay, so we've got a 7 Plus battery in stock, luckily. That's not a 7 Plus. That's not. What battery's that? Will that connect? It's definitely not a 7 Plus battery. Let's see what it says about that. Guessing that's going to be a 6 Plus battery. Someone's put it back in the wrong. While that's testing, let me see if I can find the actual battery. Okay, this looks like a gen. This is my testing one someone's put back up there. Okay, this one's nearly 91% finished. Oh, switch camera. Sorry. Well done, Ray. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we need a control phone, definitely. Expert mode. Okay. You know I'm not an expert. Okay, let's disconnect this and that battery. Come on. Right, there you go. That's a genuine battery. It's also a dead battery. Okay, let's leave that on. Let's leave that one plugged in. Let's not fuck with that one. But yeah, like I say, I'll read the instructions there. I'll get it put in expert mode. See if this power's on. Yeah, that's pulling power. Okay, expert mode. Tristar Tester features an expert mode which enables more detailed results before, during and after testing. To enable expert mode, hold the right button while powering up. After a successful activation, an icon will appear up in the right hand corner saying, "You the man." No, it doesn't, it just says EXP. So the dock test uses a simple diode mode measurement to check the dock flex assembly for proper connection to the MLB. So yeah, that's got to be short for motherboard. Rails 1 to 3 and 5 to 7 are connected to Tristar/Hydra and should always give a result. Rail 4 is connected to Tigris and may or may not give a result. If this rail is OL, this is not considered an error and will not fail a dock test. Tristar/Hydra tests. Results show a line of numbers where the first number represents the measured return voltage on a respective rail. The ideal value is 1.45. However, Tristar Tester has a certain tolerance. Naturally, a certain tolerance is needed to avoid false fails. The higher the value, the more likely Tristar/Hydra is faulty. If the test passes but you're still unsure about the results, take a look at these values. If they are far from ideal, you might consider replacing the Hydra/Tristar even if it's passed. Right, let's do that. So let's power it off. Let's hold the right button. There you go. Boss mode. Oh yeah, I forgot to flip the camera. Oh, dodgy angles. So yeah, you can see up in the corner there, boss mode. So let's leave that charging. Let's plug this one in and oh, that's pretty cool. So you can see in the top there, it's, let's flick over to hand cam. Ray, remind me about the hand cam. So I don't know if that's clear. You can see the values changing. Try and hold this just there. Don't know if that's diode mode reading. God, my cameras are shit. Yep, you can just about see that. So let's do some testing. Hand zoom. Try and get that in. And test. Okay, so even though this says it's okay, it is reading a result, but that was, it says the ideal value is 1.45. I'm assuming these are diode mode readings. Is that what it said? It says dock test uses simple diode mode measurements. Okay. It says the first number represents the measured return voltage on the respective rail. The ideal is 1.45. So the higher the value, the more likely it is to fail. So the lower the value, I'm assuming, is more likely to be good. I'm not sure if it works either way. But again, this is a massive win for this. This is enabling you to go, well, hang about, actually, this is how the device works. We're going to show you it in a working process. If you're, inclined enough to want that information, we can display that information for you and not just put it in a no, it's broken or no, it's working format. It would be funny to hack it so it said different things. That's fucked B. Okay, pass. Okay, so yeah, it's showing up different readings now. Instead of just saying, like it does on this line here, pass, 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 it's actually giving you the diode mode readings. One thing I will say is it's flicking far too quickly for me to read all of them in one go. Like if I'm quick, I can read the first 3 lines, so 144, 138, 139, 160, 144. Yeah, there's no way that you could read all of that information in one go. So I'll have to do a bit more investigation on this one, because it's got down here 1 to 7, which are the lines it's testing. It's got the readings going down here, but then it's also got another 2 banks. So I don't know if you test it again, or is it supposed to run 3 tests, if there's supposed to be more information in there. Again, it says on this one, check the motherboard or the battery, so it's not going to be the saviour. Okay, just out of interest, let's see what she's saying about this one. Okay, interesting. So this one here, it's failed on all of them. Okay, let's flick over to... Sorry, let me go and turn that off. Perks of having 9 million phones in the drawer. Okay. Okie dokie. So, yes, this one here is saying all of them have failed now. So, let's get that out of the line. What if I turn this off? Don't make a blind bit of difference. Oh yeah, it does. But still, slightly better. God, this setup's terrible. Oh. No, it doesn't make a difference. Okay, so you can see the red. You can see the red on it. So yeah, that's that. That's DFU closed. Okay, so this is doing the same as it was doing on the other one. When DFU's closed, it's saying the USB P's okay, but everything else has failed. If I turn DFU to open and press test, now it's reading that every time. Okay, let's reset it. Plug that in. Press test. It's doing the same thing again. Let's Take that out. Don't know if I should have done that. It might never go back into that mode now again. Okay, let's follow the instructions to that. We plug you in. Turn the device off. Oh, quick, plug that in. Definitely shouldn't have unplugged that. Anyway, what I'll do, that one's just turning on now with the new battery, so that phone only charged when it was off, so we'll see if that battery turns on and charges, and see if that accessory not supported can really just be a dodgy battery, which is bizarre because I didn't think that was possible. But you know, information does go to the battery, so I suppose it is. So I'm going to hold volume up on this one. And volume down's recovery. No, it shouldn't be actually. Volume down should be recovery. The home button should be recovery mode. Sorry, volume down should be DFU. Home button should be recovery. Oh well, you get the idea. Don't buy the JC. Alright, one more go. I'm guessing this has to detect DFU mode somehow. So I'm guessing that's what's happening. That box then detects it and a relay kicks in. So I keep hearing it going. Oh, change the view. I will when I stop holding these buttons. See, this is quality viewing. You can't beat this. Oh, piss off. Okay. Apparently I don't know what I'm doing with that. Okay. I think I'm just going to leave that there because we haven't got a definite Tristar. Until I can find a definite case for Tristar. I was hoping I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 possible Tristars here, and none of them apparently a Tristar. My guess is one of them definitely is. So, okay. Okay, let's go. Picture in picture. Yeah. So, yeah, what I'll probably do is when I do the editing, I'll try and either get a good angle or I'll record some separate video in the Lightbox. So there'll be like a side-by-side comparison of it and we'll be able to see exactly. I'll work out why this isn't just working as it should. Should just connect and power on. It was, I'll give it its due, it was auto booting it into DFU. You know, when I was plugging it in, it was automatically doing that. So I think I've either somehow turned the DFU auto switching off, which is entirely possible. But again, you should just be able to plug this in. The other one can, so why can't this? Why is this 200 quid and that's 190 quid delivered? Why? Right, while this is up here, let's have a look, because I think I'll get the prices. Should have done this at the start. Okay, so there they range. Some people are selling that for quite a 280 quid. Why? Okay, so this is this one. 130 euros. Once you add in tax, you know, you got VAT to add on to that if you're in Europe and in the UK. Once you've had that and you ship in, you're talking, I think ours was 180, let's call it 190 delivered in pounds, because the pound's doing so great at the moment. But yeah, 190 in pounds essentially, which functionality wise, excellent. Build quality wise, not so great. Not sure how long that will last. Obviously, if you look after it, it's probably going to be okay. What I would like to see if they do make a second version of this is a much better casing. This looks like it's probably extruded plastic, but I mean, to give you an idea, I don't know if you can see that, just the hole in the side, that the USB is twice the size that it needs to be. It's not a molded hole, they've just oversized it. It's like something I would make on in 3D software. Functionality wise, excellent. Cannot fault it. It seems to work. I don't know how reliable it is though, so it's all well having the test button and having the quick test button, but if it's just giving you false readings, I don't know. Expert mode though, I really like that. You know, that is giving you diode mode readings as far as I can tell, which is much better than you opening it up and diode mode in those lines. So another win. You know, good functionality. It's got 3 different tests on there, so that could help speed it up. Really, I bought this for iPad Airs. I was getting sick of the dot connectors on iPad Airs between Tristar and that, so I'm hoping this is going to speed iPad Airs up for me to tell me which ones to go test quickly. So happy days. Buy it after Brexit. It's not long now, is it? This one, yeah, I don't think buy this. I think it's pants. But just to, you know, I've got quite a few bits of JC. You know, we've got, so easy now. I'm not bashing their products. I love their products. It's just infuriating that a company that you're so used to. I didn't even look at any reviews. I just bought it. That's what you get for assuming. Don't assume. But hopefully this will help anybody else out anyway, just as a basic video. You know, they can just flick to the end and see which one. Buy that one. That one's awesome. Simple as that. If you are going to buy a tester. Anyway, I'm going to get off. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, you could take pity on me and subscribe, because I've got pitiful followers at the moment. If you like the video, like it. If you don't, dislike it. If you'd like to see some sort of tests with these two together, I'm going to have the JC for another week or so now. I'm going to keep it before I send it back. And I'm going to try and get a decent video of a known Tristar failure. And we'll test them both and see how well they both perform. I think that if the phone, I'd like to get an iPhone 7 that doesn't switch on, that I know is going to be a fault on that line, and then this one's going to be the win, because it'll test it without the battery in, it'll test it without, you know, as long as you've got a dock and a motherboard, I'm guessing this will work, which should be good. I mean, I can try that. I'll be using it a lot. So whereas this one, you have to have certain conditions, and that just doesn't seem worth it for the money at all. So anyway, I'm going to get off, enough waffling from me. Thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, Yeah, like Ray said, buy it after Brexit. Or don't. It'll probably be twice as much if you're in the UK. All right, guys. Thanks very much. Cheers.